Hi everyone, I'm Kim and this is the Eco Tree, and today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of working for yourself, being your own boss, working from home. And I'm going to do that by sharing some exclusive videos from my Udemy course, which is called Start Your Own Craft Business, a guide for artists and makers. I've been self-employed for 7 years now, and while I love the stuffing out of what I do, it's hard in ways that I wasn't prepared for. And I wanted to put together a really genuinely honest list of the pros and the cons for anyone who's thinking about starting their own business too, to give them an idea of what it's really like. So if that sounds like you, this video is well worth a watch. And as a thank you for checking out my video, I've also put a discount code down in the description in case you're interested or if you would like to know more. That being said, without further ado, let's start with the pros. Okay, let's start with the good stuff, the pros of running your own business. Pro number one has to be that you get to make all of your decisions. I mean, that's a big one. Full creative control, full financial control. You have control over your time, everything. It all falls on you, and that is kind of intoxicating. And this full control actually links to the next thing, which is flexibility of time. When I started my business, I worked for an hour a day while my daughter slept when she was a baby. I was on maternity leave and I knew I needed to do something to bring in some more money into the household. But an hour a day, that was all I had. I had everything set up and ready, and when she went to sleep, I had the most productive hour of my entire day. 7 years on, and I now have more time than that, thank goodness. But I have the flexibility to work around my family and school holidays, etc., etc. Flexibility that I didn't have with my office job previously. So self-employment for people who need that flexibility can be perfect. The third one for me has got to have been the sense of achievement. Building something viable and real from scratch is amazing. Especially in the early days, you might find that not everybody takes your business ventures seriously. We will cover that again later on. But that is a sad truth, that at the beginning people might see it as more of a hobby, a side hustle, something like that. Even side hustles are better than hobbies, but nevertheless. So when you get to the point where this is much more than just a hobby, it's bringing in a substantial and consistent amount every month, you are paying the bills, and it is your thing that you have created, the sense of achievement is immense and addictive, be warned. And the last top one has to be the actual working from home. Well, it had to be, didn't it? For some of us, that is the dream. And you can do that when you're employed, but I still find that you miss that flexibility. Nevertheless, the working from home, if you like quiet, if you don't get your energy from people, it's heaven. And yes, you can work in your pajamas. I personally don't, because I become quite lazy when I'm in my pajamas. My day starts when I am dressed. Nevertheless, if working in your pajamas is your thing, then it's ideal for that. And now for the cons. The first con is linked to the last pro point, and that is loneliness. If you are extroverted by nature and you get your energy from other people, or if you thrive off feedback and just one-to-one talking, you will miss that interaction. It can be very lonely. Oh, and number two is a big one, financial insecurity. There is no nice way of saying it. When you set up as self-employed, there is no guarantee of money. You might get nothing for months, and then when it does start coming in, you might get so much one month and then so much the next month. So often when people start up as self-employed, they will start up part self-employed, part employed, and that is how I started off, and then moved up to being full-time employed that I am now over years. Oh, number three is also a biggie, and it's not one that I thought about before I became self-employed, and that is that you will have to wear a lot of hats, metaphorical hats. You will be the person who does everything. You will become your own marketing team, your own selling team, the person who creates the product, everything will fall on you. The jobs are too numerous to mention, and it will of course depend on what you do, but you will find gaps in your skill set. So yes, if there are gaps in your skill set, and there will be, it will be down to you to fill them. And last but not least, there will be people around you who will not take what you're doing seriously. This is a bit of a bummer, but I had to include it because it kind of took me by surprise at the beginning, because those people were the people who were probably closest to me. The important thing here is to remember that it comes from a good place. People want to see you thrive. They don't want to see you get hurt or put yourself in any kind of risk, be it financial or emotional. And so when you start something, you will be all excited and buzzed and ready to get going, and you will find that there will be some people who will be less enthusiastic. Also, there will be people as you go on who won't take it seriously. While you'll be referring to your business as your business, they might refer to it as a hobby. They might ask you when you're going to get a real job, etc., etc. This is something you will have to learn to ignore. Just know that in the early days, people can be a little bit dismissive. Don't worry about it, ignore it. You're going to prove them wrong, I promise. And prove them wrong you will. Now, if you're interested in seeing more of the course or even taking it, there's the link which will automatically give you your discount code in the description. And in the course, we cover things like how to attract your ideal customer, where to find them, how to market right, how to price your items, Etsy, and a whole lot more. So if you're thinking about starting your own business, or you've just recently done it, congratulations and good luck. And it can be tricky. I'm not going to lie, it can be tricky, but it is one of the best ways to make money that I have ever come across. So it's worth it. In my mind, it's worth it. So good luck, and I wish you all the best. Until next time, bye.